All right, in this video, I'm going to do a demonstration of the Lab 15. This is from Chapter 11, Creating a Program. So in this one, we're going to create a program that will be labeled a box that will then draw the shape of a box on our plane here in front of the robot. So to begin that, I'm going to go to Create, and then again, this was from my Select hard key, pressing Select hard key, and then from the Programs menu screen, selecting Create. And now I can type in my program name, hit Enter, and then Enter again. Okay, so it'll come to my screen. Let me dock the Teach pendant so it doesn't disappear on us. Okay, so now first thing that I'm going to want to do is add the instructions of my frame. So I'm going to, according to the lab, I'm going to use user frame 1 and tool frame 1. So I'm going to go to user frame number. Got to wake my teach pendant back up, and select a constant. And then for my constant, I'm going to pick a number 1. And so now I've got a user frame 1. Now I'll do a new instruction to get my tool frame, and that'll be tool frame constant number, and select 1 again. Now I can start moving the robot to the points that I want to use. So I'm going to move my robot. Let's make sure I change my navigation configuration or setup into something that is more useful. So I'm going to use user frame, and then let's make sure I'm in the user frame that I want. So we'll highlight down here and select 1. So now I'm in tool frame 1 and user frame 1 as my active frames to move the robot. So now I can move my robot in the negative Y. I'm going to start over here and then negative X. So I'll start down here somewhere as my first point. Okay, so now I'm going to arrow over so that I get to my points, soft keys, and then if I hit Shift and point, it'll automatically record that robot position at that point. Okay, so I'm going to use that as my starting position, and now according to, I'm kind of inverting the little diagram that they have on the I guess on the lab itself. So I'm going to now move up for point 2. So there will be my point 2. So I'll do a shift, got point 2 there, and then I'll just keep going as I draw the rest of the points for my box. Okay, now I'm going to go over to draw a return point to my point 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create something that's arbitrary, and it doesn't matter where the robot is because I'm going to go ahead and change that. So really I just created the same point of where I was at for point 5, but now what I'm going to do is come up here and select point 2, and now it'll change that. Whatever information was in my point 2 up here is now going to override whatever was here before. So now these two will have the same information, keeping the original. Okay, so now I can come down and do another point, and again I'm just kind of creating an arbitrary one wherever the robot is, but now I'm going to select that as point 1 so that it will share the same information as what's in this point. So it's returning back to those 2 points. Okay, so now to test the program, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go to step mode, and then we'll forward through our program. Okay, so it should go back to point 1, now up to point 2, point 3, point 4, 0.5, and then the next two, remember I taught them where 0.5 was at, and then just change the point number to match point 1 and 2. So let's see if it goes back. So it goes back to point 2 and point 1. All right. So that would be our lab 15. If I wanted to test it again in continuous mode, then I just unselect step and now hit shift and forward and just watch it go through the whole sequence continuously and back to the beginning.